RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great entertainment video blogs, and a whole lot more. A collection of my work going back to June of 2014 is on various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now is 7:06 in the morning, in the evening on Sunday, February 5th, 2017. Good morning, good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back from the RVBN studios in Billerica, Massachusetts for the second and final video blog of the night. And it's about 30 degrees. Going to be clear tonight. Tomorrow, supposed to be sunny. Tuesday into Wednesday, a kitchen sink storm. Start off with snow, then change over to sleet, freezing rain, and just plain rain. Temperature's going to shoot up into the upper 50s. Some news to report on the RVBN News. Why the Boston Celtics beat the LA Clippers by a score of 107-103 this afternoon at the TD Garden. The game was on ABC. This was Paul Pierce's last game in TD Garden. He hit a 3.3 field goal off the bench for the Clippers. It's the last game he's ever playing at the TD Garden, unless somehow a miracle happens if the Celtics trade for him by the trading deadline. But that's not going to happen. And that's about it on news from the RVBN News. Why be back in a flash with my second and final video blog subject of the night. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Button guy. Julie is News 6, news anchor, meteorologist. My favorite meteorologist in the world. And she's a cute, leggy blonde. I'm going to interview her soon. Time now is 7:08 in the evening. I'm back. My second and final video blog subject of the night is about the results of the main event that took place 29 years ago today on February 5th, 1988 at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana. And the main event was for the WWE Championship. It was Hulk Hogan defending his title against Andre the Giant with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase in his corner. And there were other matches on the main event, two others that were shown on television, and there were several dark matches. And this was the first primetime wrestling special on network television since 1955, and NBC broadcast it. And here were the dark matches that took place in Indianapolis, Indiana. First match was Demolition Axe with Mr. Fuji facing off against Ken Patera, and Demolition Axe won this match easily by pinning Patera. It was supposed to be Axe and Smash of Demolition facing off against Ken Patera and Billy Jack Haynes, but Billy Jack Haynes quit the WWE a few weeks prior. The next match was Jake the Snake Roberts facing off against the King Harley Race with Bobby the Brain Heenan in his corner. Jake the Snake Roberts gave Harley Race the DDT and won the match. The next match was Outlaw Lon Bass facing off against Coco Beware. And this was a typical squash match for Lon Bass. He beat Coco Beware 1-2-3. The next match was the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, and the Dynamite Kid facing off against the Islanders, who were Haku and Tama with Bobby the Brain Heenan. The Bulldogs won this match. The next match on this for the dark match was the Junkyard Dog facing off against the One-Man Gang with Slick in his corner. The Junkyard Dog won this match, which is a surprise because he was being de-pushed by 1988. or what Dave Meltzer, who writes for the Wrestling Observer, used to call the JYD, stand for Junk Food Dog. The next match was the Ultimate Warrior facing off against Sika with Mr. Fuji in his corner, and Warrior wins by he giving the splash to Sika. And the last dark match was the Natural Butch Reed with the Slickster in his corner, facing off against Don the Rock Morocco, who was jacked up at this point, and he was with superstar Billy Graham. And the Don Morocco wore tie-dye t-shirts and tights as an inspiration for superstar Billy Graham, and The Rock won this match by pinning Butch Reed. And now, here were the matches that was shown on NBC. That the main event was called by Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura with Mean Gene Okerlund as the interviewer. The first match was for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It was the champion, the Honky Tonk Man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, with the Colonel, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue was played by sensational Sherry, dressing up with a blonde wig and sunglasses, facing off against the challenger, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh yeah, dig it, with Miss Elizabeth. This feud started several months prior at Saturday night's main event, when the Honky Tonk Man shoved Miss Elizabeth down when she tried to save Randy Savage from getting hit with the guitar. And they had several house show matches throughout the WWE circuit at this time, with Randy Savage winning by count out, but Honky retaining his title because you can't win titles on count out. And this was a back and forth match between Savage and the Honky Tonk Man, several near falls by both wrestlers, and it had Randy Savage fight Honky Tonk Man outside the ring. He throws the Honky Tonk Man in the pole. Randy Savage comes back in the ring, and the referee counts to 10. Randy Savage wins the match, but he does not win the Intercontinental title because you can't win titles on countouts or disqualification. It must be in the ring by submission or get thrown in the towel, which is famous for Arnold Skolin throwing in the towel for Bob Backlund. Now, originally, Randy Savage was going to win this match, the Intercontinental title, but the Honky Tonk Man threw a fit to Vince McMahon, saying he would not show up to Indianapolis if he was to drop to Randy Macho Man Savage, and he kind of threatened to go on Jim Crockett's show, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, WCW, with the Intercontinental title. But that was just rumors. I don't think he was going to do that. Probably wanted more of this. The next match was for the WWE Championship. It was the champion Hulk Hogan, who was going into his 5th year as WWE Champion, facing off against Andre the Giant with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and Virgil in his corner. This feud started back in January 1987, when Hulk Hogan got a trophy for 3 years being champion, and Andre the Giant got a trophy for 15 years undefeated. But Hogan's trophy was bigger than Andre's, and then they had a face-to-face at Piper's Pit. Andre brought Bobby the Brain Heenan as manager, turned on Hogan, and ripped the cross off. They set up for WrestleMania 3. Hogan pins Andre with the big slam. 93,000. First time Andre the Giant suffers a pin loss in the WWE, but he lost many matches before. And then Andre was kept off of television to Survivor Series 1987 when Andre the Giant's team beat Hulk Hogan's team at the Survivor Series, and then they started to have this match was Saturday night's main event. Hulk Hogan against King Kong Bundy. Hogan loses to Bundy by countout because Bobby the Brain Heenan interfered. And then they had a rematch about a month later. Hogan beats Bundy with one of Bundy's last matches in the WWE into 1994, and Andre chokes Hogan out like that. And then the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, wanted to buy Hulk Hogan's WWE Championship belt, but Hogan refused, so the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, purchased the contract of Andre the Giant from Bobby the Brain Heenan. And this was the debut of the famous WWE Golden Wings belt. That's probably the most famous WWE championship ever, into the Smoking Skull belt and the spinning belt. And this was, a typical Hulk Hogan title defense. Andre couldn't do too much in the ring because his body was breaking down. Hogan, knocked out Andre, and then he gave him the leg drop, but the referee was being distracted by Virgil, and Hogan turns around, and Andre grabs Hogan and turns him over like a kind of a little bit of side slam, and Vince McMahon says, Andre has lady luck tonight. The referee counts 1, 2, but Hogan shows up for 3, but the referee counts for 3. Andre the Giant's the new WWE champion. Vince McMahon's going nuts on commentary. Jesse the Body says the referee counted 3, and then the referee takes a sweet time presenting the WWE championship to Andre the Giant, and it was very shocked. And then Mean Gene Okerlund interviews Andre the Giant, saying, I wouldn't be surprised. Now I surrender it to Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase becomes a new WWE champion. But Hogan's still in the ring, getting mad at the referee, who is Dave Hebner. But another referee comes down that looks like Dave Hebner as well. They're twins. And like Dave Hebner knocks out his imposter referee, Earl Hebner. And then, like, Hogan slams Dave Hebner onto his, onto $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Virgil, and Andre the Giant. It was very, very confusing. Earl Hebner signed with the WWE a few weeks prior because Dave Hebner didn't want to be in the ring anymore because he had some slight injury. They were moving him to a backstage position as a road agent and also a producer. And then the last match of this evening, it was Strikeforce, Tito Santana, and Rick Martel facing off against the Hart Foundation. Jimmy, which was Bret the Hitman Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, with Jimmy the Mouth of the South Hart in accordance for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Strikeforce was defending the title. They were showing Hulk Hogan getting mad, saying he was pissed off he lost the WWE Championship. He wanted that title back. And they cut the match down and then showed the ending it on NBC because time was allowed it. Strikeforce won this match and they retained the WWE Championship. In 2014, the whole match was shown in its entirety for the first time because of WWE Network. And this was a primetime hit for NBC. It over 34 million people watched that. 1988. That's a lot of eyes glued to a professional wrestling match at that time. Plus, there was not too many networks. There were only 3, and and some cable networks, but they were not relevant at this point. Plus, there was no Netflix or no iPads, iPhones, whatever. And this was, ending Hulk Hogan's 4-year and X amount of days title reign. The original plan was Hulk Hogan was going to face off against Ted DiBiase at WrestleMania 4 for the WWE Championship, with Ted DiBiase winning the WWE Championship, but with Honky Tonk Man pitching a fit. This had to change the plan, as kind of Macho Man getting mad because he didn't win the Intercontinental Championship, that Macho Man was rewarded the WWE Championship. Being 11 years old, I was so mad that Hulk Hogan lost the WWE Championship. A lot of people were mad. My late grandfather actually called me up at my house when Hogan lost the match, because he was pissed off as well. Everybody was pissed because they thought Hulk Hogan was going to be WWE champion forever. I thought he would break Bruno Sammartino's title reign of 7 years, but Hollywood was calling Hulk Hogan, and he went off to film No Holds Barred. And that's about it on that. I'll be back tomorrow. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. 3 more video blogs. First video blog will be about my personality profile. Tomorrow's personality profile will be about WWE Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson, the father of the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock. Second video blog of the day will be about my take on the class of 2017 of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about Dan Le Batard's highly questionable show on ESPN. I gotta always say, keep calm, everybody. Julie Buttergard, all it was blood, WCC on Roxanne has night legs. Elizabeth Art, so Sandy, she's best. Amy Squeeze is awesome, Amy. Then the Church of WPIX channel alone, New York, such a wrecking cougars, get the best like in New York City. Bob Gibbs of ABC Lemon has switched on an accent, and words trouble. Get out. See you later. Bye now.